How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 5 of Raising Larry. This is Ahmad here.
I'm Yusuf.
I wanted to give a quick shout out to Yadamin. Yadamin. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about the MVP race. And so far that we got the final 3 candidates as James Harden, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis.
Wait, are we going to just skip the fact that I predicted the All-NBA team right last week?
Yes, we're going to skip that fact that I've been wrong every single time in this podcast, but it's okay. I like to give bold predictions, and you don't go anywhere without taking a risk. So
yeah, no, he's like the Skip Bayless sort of Stephen A. Smith, like, grab your attention, and I'm like, all right, now that you're paying attention, come, like, I'll tell you what's actually gonna happen.
Yeah, but eventually I'll be right, and then you guys will be like, yep, I knew you were gonna be right eventually.
So whenever that comes, we're moving on to the MVP. My guy has been my guy's actually he was my guy last year too.
We can both say that Anthony Davis is out of the picture.
Yeah, I think
Kawhi Leonard too.
Remember when Anthony Davis, when Boogie went out, where he went on that crazy spree?
Mm-hmm.
I think that if he would have continued that at that level, and if he would have gotten New Orleans up to like the 3rd or 4th seed,
mm-hmm.
I honestly think I would have given it to Anthony Davis.
Yeah, and if they counted playoffs in the MVP race.
Yeah, well, I mean, then it would go to LeBron.
Yeah.
But no, I honestly think that with the way that team was playing towards the end of the season, if they had just kept it up, and if they had just bumped up their seeding, I think that I would have felt more comfortable giving this award to Anthony Davis.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
And if Kawhi Leonard played, then
that's like the biggest.
And if the Bucks, did a little bit better, then
Giannis is still. I think he's still like a year or two away from like me,
mm-hmm.
because to me the MVP is the best player on the best team.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's got to be like a really good player. It can't just be like one of those like weird years. So my guy is James Harden. He was my guy last year. I think I still think that history, when we're looking back, that James Harden should have won the MVP last year over Russell Westbrook.
Interesting.
I think that this year he definitely takes the cake. He's a scoring leader. His team's first place. They like unseated the Warriors, which we never thought was ever going to happen.
Mm-hmm. That
team was playing lights out. He was the primary ball handler. Even though CP3 was there, he was shooting lights out, getting to the foul line, everything. I don't think that you could give it to anybody else just because of the personal statistical career that he had, the career that he had, but also the fact that his team was actually the number 1 team in the league.
Mm-hmm. Also, if we're like being consistent, then the NBA would obviously give it to Russell Westbrook again because triple double season. Yeah. But it varies season to season. And for James Harden, there's only like so much of credit you can give him for the Rockets' success this season because adding Chris Paul, they got plus 10 more wins.
Yeah, but he was injured for so long.
Yeah, I know, but still, it changes a whole different dynamic as well. And then Clint Capella also had a really good season and breaking out season, and the whole team just shot lights out. So only you can give so much credit to James Harden. That's why my vote would be LeBron James. Harden had the better scoring average, but LeBron finished with more minutes than Harden. More points, more assists, more rebounds, more blocks, and his field goal percentage was better. So if we're talking about stats, LeBron was clearly year 15 doing all of this. But to be fair, if that's the case, then LeBron should be getting MVP every single season. But honestly, LeBron's season was definitely probably one of the best seasons he's had so far. He did so much with very little on his team. And if we're talking about value, most valuable player, this guy was clearly the most valuable player in the league and for his team.
You see, I'm usually the guy who's like LeBron James MVP every year, right? Mm-hmm. But this year is different in my opinion because his team got 4th in the East.
Mm-hmm.
I think that what James Harden and the Rockets did, getting that number 1 seed in the league, but also unseating the Warriors, I think that takes precedence over maybe like a little bit more well-rounded of of a stat line, and then I know that obviously Harden had more to work with, but I think that when it comes down to it, it's a regular season award. It should go to the best player on the best team, and I think that if we're looking at just best player, everybody agrees it's still LeBron James. But with the year that the Rockets and James Harden had, I think that it should go to James Harden.
Yeah, so I think MVP definitely differs from season to season. So that's why if that was the case, LeBron and KD would be in the running every single time.
I think it's also because Harden he's been gypped a few times. You know what I mean? So I think you kind of have to eventually give it to him. So this is definitely the year for that.
Yeah. So I think it's just a toss up at this point. You can't really go wrong with both decisions unless it just depends what the media wants to do at this point.
And you know, it honestly sucks too because we didn't really get to see top Steph Curry this year, and also with the addition of Kevin Durant, it kind of messes things up a little bit. But I think that when you're looking at MVPs, and remember that year that Curry just went off, crazy historical year. I think that's a similar type of year that Harden had, where he was just by far they had the best team, and he had an incredible season. So I think that he qualifies for that this year.
Yeah, and LeBron lost Kyrie, and he still played. They still managed to make the playoffs. They still managed to LeBron's running in the GOAT race right now. If he's not the GOAT by now, then if they win the finals, he will be cemented as the GOAT. To be honest,
not cemented, but I think that then you have a really valid argument for both sides. For Jordan versus LeBron.
Jordan and LeBron, yeah. But honestly,
right now I think it's a little lopsided. I think right now it's definitively Jordan. But I think that if LeBron wins this year with nobody, then you can start to have a really good debate about it.
Yeah, and right now the odds for the finals are minus 850 Golden State and plus 525 for Cleveland. That's of I think today, Wednesday, May 30th, and that means if you bet $100.
Yeah, we just learned this right now.
So if you bet $850 on Golden State, that means you're going to get $100 returned.
Yeah.
And then if you bet $100 on Cleveland, you're going to get $525 in return. So
that's crazy.
I don't know if we were betting men. We're both not betting men, but if we were, I would go with Warriors just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, the thing is this, when I'm looking at this is coming from a completely inexperienced gambler, by the way. There's a lot of value with Cleveland, but it's you're almost, you're burning your money. But there's too much risk in betting Golden State, for the amount-wise, for that little of a return. So, honestly, I would just stay away.
Yeah,
I would go find some sort of prop bet, what was that prop bet about Brian Colangelo still being the GM by next season? I'll go and bet my money on something like that. I don't know. I definitely think that the Warriors are going to win, but I think
honestly it's a safe bet if you just want some side cash. It's easy to just bet Golden State because I'm predicting they're winning in 4 or 5. If not 4, definitely 5. Yeah,
pick one.
5. I think LeBron's going to have it. LeBron and J.R. Smith and company are going to have their one game,
Game 3. It's Game 3, I'm telling you. Game 3 is got his name on it.
Game 3 or Game 4? I think Game 4, to be honest.
No, Game 4 is all hope is already lost.
It'll be 3-0. The Cavs win Game 4, and then, they all get they're going to come back from 3-0. They're going to come back. And then, boom.
That's why they're going to do it in Game 3 so that people are going, we have a series. It's 2-1. And then Cleveland's going to be up in at halftime, Game 4, and then Golden State's going to take over.
I wouldn't even be surprised if somehow the NBA makes it 7 games, because after that, the dismal conference, the conference semifinals and the conference finals, after the awesome first round, I think they need to find a way to end the playoffs on a high note.
What are you trying to say?
Because it should not be the Warriors and Cavs. Honestly, the refereeing in both the Game 7s was completely one-sided. It should be Rockets and Celtics right now, in my opinion. They both had it in the bag. They both had it, but, you can't get all the refs to be on your side all the time.
Do you remember that stat? They showed it before that Cleveland game, how in Game 7s, historically, the home team has been, ridiculously favored to win that game. And
in both instances,
both road teams.
Yeah. I don't know, man. But also, the Rockets brought it upon themselves to lose that game. They missed 27
They
straight
lost
threes.
the same way they lost Game 6.
Yeah.
If you lose 27, if you live by the 3, then you're gonna have to be okay with dying spectacularly by the 3. Because I get that they were gypped on a few calls, but if you miss, the refs aren't missing 27 threes in a row. That's you.
Yeah.
You know, and there were clean looks.
Yeah.
It wasn't like everything was a contested step back. It was they were getting the ball to the open man. They just weren't hitting on anything.
Do you have the Warriors for the finals?
Yeah, I got Warriors in 5. Gentleman's sweep.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much. I really hope Cavs just pull it off, just to surprise everybody. Just just a little entertainment and fun and one.
Everybody will be rooting for Cleveland.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely rooting for Cleveland. I'm not going to watch the finals. I'm letting you know now. I'm not watching it. I don't. It's not worth my time right now. But
no, I'm definitely going to watch it.
No, I'm not. The only reason I'll watch it is if the Cavs win 3 games, then I'll watch it.
What if it's the last time we see LeBron in a Cleveland uniform?
That's fine. I'll watch him next season in a Lakers uniform. That's fine with me. Well, I mean, apparently today the report came out that Chris Paul's already recruiting them, so I wouldn't mind seeing him in a Rockets uniform either. That would be some crazy basketball.
The odds came out for where LeBron's going to go, and right now Philly's leading it.
Yeah, I saw that
Philly's leading over him re-signing with the Cavs.
It's either Philly, Cavs, or Rockets at this point.
I don't think why would he want to go west? He's got a perfect thing going for him east right now.
Why not? Why not go west? The Rockets are a really good team.
As soon as he gets knocked out before the finals, everyone's going to discredit his 8 straight.
I don't know. Wait, what do you mean?
Because if he goes to the West, in all likelihood, Golden State's still going to the finals. And then they're going to be like, look, if you were in the West, you wouldn't be able to do this. You were in the East.
I think if LeBron goes to the Rockets, man, I think it's pretty obvious they're winning the whole thing.
The only way I will ever bet against Golden State is if there's a big-time injury or if they just, they combusted, chemistry-wise. No team is going to beat Golden State.
Yeah, I think, going back to, speaking of injuries, clearly Iggy had a big impact on the Warriors in his absence.
Big time.
Kerr was saying that if he was still there, they would win in Game 5.
That was a little cocky. I'm not gonna
yeah, it was, but the Warriors are all cocky. We have to get used to it. That's why I don't like Curry. But let's see. What do you think has a bigger impact on the team? The absence of Kevin Love or the absence of Andre Iguodala?
Well, whenever I think of Golden State versus Cleveland, I always think of Andre Iguodala against LeBron James. He's the matchup. He's the guy that they always put on LeBron, and he oftentimes does nobody's gonna stop LeBron James, but he does a decent job at least trying to hinder him a little bit. So I think that, even though if you take Iggy out, you still got 4 All-Stars on that team versus Cleveland, you just got nobody.
But you don't have the Hamptons 5 anymore.
Yeah, exactly. But I would probably lean towards Iggy just because, I don't see Kevin Love being that effective.
Yeah. This season has been a really bad season for Kevin Love. Granted, he's had those, personal issues and whatnot, but just on the court, he hasn't been playing well at all.
And Iggy brings so much to that team, through veteran leadership, through defense, through that, really, untimely, that 3-point shot in the corner when you really don't want him to hit it. He'll make that shot. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I think he's the reason why they won he won Finals MVP, right? So he was definitely the reason why they brought home that championship. But also, having him in the game takes pressure off defensively Kevin Durant, where he can be more focused on offense. Because there is so much, he's been slandered so much this past conference finals for his game that he's been playing, and
he's usually
Curry
a good
having
defender.
to take the load.
Durant's usually a decent defender.
Yeah. And that length of KD obviously plays a big difference. Or if he can help, let's say Iggy is the main man on LeBron. Let's say he's playing him up. KD can always be down there and help him out. KD and Draymond are going to be down there. LeBron's only choice is to either play them straight up or kick it out. And knowing how the Cavs have been playing this season, it's really unreliable for him to kick it out and for them to get a good quality shot out of it.
Yeah, I honestly, when I'm just looking at the matchups, I don't see how Cleveland's going to be able to defend Golden State at all.
Because
they've got too many weapons, too many shooters.
And Cleveland, right now, they have no offensive game right now, so only game would be trying to lock them up defensively.
I was watching that Game 7, and it was basically George Hill was dribbling up top of the key.
Yeah.
They tried to run a play. Nothing